Hello, everyone, and welcome to Apex Legends Spark Series Season 4. I am Poor Source. Joining me once again is Loopy, and we have 4 big games for you today. We're going to be starting off with Division C and E before we switch over to A and B. So let's take a look at what teams are in this lobby that we're going to be starting off with. Or let's take a look at the whole leaderboard. Why not? How you doing, Loopy?
Doing pretty good. Yeah, looking here. We're looking at some of the top 20 down to the 40. These guys down here at the bottom, they've got to really put in some good games today to be able to make it to the top. We see some of the teams at the top, they've had days where they're dropping 100 points. So to really be in this and move up to the next level of the final stage, they're really going to have to put in some KP, get some wins, some placement points. But there's been some time in between the last time we've played, so hopefully they got some practice and they're ready.
Yeah, one thing that remains consistent through all of these teams on the lower half is they've all had at least one day with single-digit points, and can't really afford to get away with that anymore. As we start making our way through the weeks, let's take a look at the second half, the top half, the good half, the pretty half. Bruins A sitting nicely up at the top there.
Yeah, absolutely. They had a really good week last week, or sorry, 2 weeks ago. And then Cyan filling in right then. But, at the top, we do have NRT, who in one day did put up a point total that it's taken some of those teams to put two up in 2 days. So definitely look for them. They're coming for it.
Yeah, you obviously want to keep your eyes on NRT. You can also keep your eye on RIT Orange, a team that we're going to be seeing in our first lobby. But that 85 points is what they got in one day as well. So 2 teams
Very
that
true.
have managed to collect a boatload of points in one day. Now, RIT Orange will be sharing the lobby with Bruins A this time around. So I guess we'll get to see what these guys can do. There is another whale in the lobby. See,
Yep.
Tip, Van Wheels, Viva V. Some pretty high ADR and KD there, huh?
Yeah, it's looking like these guys really know how to put us some damage and get some early KP. If they keep up this, this 85 points, NRT is going to have a run for their money. This may be the lobby to watch. We'll see.
We'll see. I'm very excited. I'm pumped just because RIT, and especially when you look at the time alive there. I mean, obviously it's only through 4 games, right? So there's only so much you can kind of take away from it. But what that tells to me is that they are all in. Like if they're going into a fight, they're going all in as 3. If they all die, that's fine. If they all get kills, and then they're all getting out of there. Like they managed to kind of salvage whatever they have. But they're full commit, full push to all these fightings here. And then, that's kind of what results in getting 85 points in one day, right? So,
yeah, absolutely.
Well, let's take a look at the lobby that we are going to be working with off the jump. That's going to be Divisions C and E. You see Bruins A and RIT Orange there. Anybody else there catching your eye?
Yeah. I got, let's see, Iowa State and GU Swag Lords. I'm looking over here at some of the stats. I know the GU Swag Lords, they held their own. Last time we watched them, they pulled into a couple of placements. Like I said, new season came out. We have a new character, Horizon, introduced. So,
yeah.
Might see some of the compositions change up a little bit, and we may see some more fragging. But we never really know. We'll see how things play out.
And I know you had some thoughts about Esoteric, given their first game of play, not so hot through day one, and maybe expecting a little bit more.
Yeah, that's a team that I'm sure has just struggled. There are a lot of teams with a lot of really talented players, going through their stats and just seeing them play, in their community streams and stuff like that. You can tell there's a lot of talent. But, when you get into these custom lobbies, everybody plays it different. And you said it yourself, every lobby forms its own meta. And it's not like playing ranked every single game, but it can be. So, expect maybe this team to have a couple of good matches, or, maybe can consistently, be in the middle. It really just figures out how these teams play out in these first couple of games, and we're going to see who's going to be the true leader after today.
And everybody is also allowed to have bad days.
That is true.
Teams. Even the good teams, even the best teams can have a bad day here and there. But
that's why I'm in this chair. I have a lot of bad days.
Boy, same. Holy moly! But hey, the whole thing is though you can't afford to have too many of those, right? So as long as uh,
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, and we know that these guys are capable of putting something special together. So we'll see if today might be that day, man. It could be. The other interesting thing you brought out, the new champion. Do you think we're going to be seeing a lot of that? Do you think we'll see a lot of Horizon in these first games? I tend to think that it's with the new stuff. Usually, you want to kind of play what you're used to at a certain point, right? You want to stick to the game plan, but Horizon brings a little something to the table that's a little bit special and could actually work pretty well right off the bat. So, are you expecting to see maybe a little bit of Horizon comps here?
Yeah, I would agree with your sentiment, and maybe for this purpose, I'll play the devil's advocate and say that I know she's new, and I just think that she is the most complete fragger that we've gotten from Respawn since the game has came out. At least the most complete legend off the bat, and I think that she has abilities that work with other legends or take legends other places, and her ability with her grav to just be able to throw it up against a wall or to throw it in a doorway and destroy some traps or to just confuse everyone and suck everyone in. Combine that with like maybe a Gibby ult, which is a legend that's played often, or with a Wraith, get in, get out, that kind of movement that you also have on top of Horizon is something that I think some teams, not all teams, will capitalize on and would be willing to give up another legend, say like maybe a Pathfinder or a Watson in this case, since we're playing World's Edge.
Yeah, anything that kind of adds mobility seems like it's going to fit in pretty nicely, or you could at least try to find a way to make it fit in pretty nicely if you were so inclined. Now, one of the things that we kind of saw last week is that we do have a lot of these teams that are wanting to play that edge, that are wanting to be that highly mobile, chasing fights on the edge of the ring, pushing into everything, seeing what they can get that way. We did see some diving for center, tower defense kind of stuff too. But I feel like for those teams in particular that are wanting to work the edge, that this Horizon might be a big advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. Horizon would definitely be a big advantage just because those teams that want to play the edge, they're constantly moving. They're hunting. So I imagine there's going to be Bloodhound, Horizon, or a Wraith, or maybe even a Pathfinder thrown in there, or maybe just a Gibby, so they do have some kind of defense or some kind of tank to take some shots, but. Yeah, I imagine, and like I said, I'm gonna play devil's advocate with you. I think we might see some pretty fast, aggressive lobbies today. But I've been wrong before, and like you said, every lobby forms its own meta.
Yeah, and I mean, look, hey, right now we don't even know about Horizon. We have no idea how that's going to be played. I mean, these guys are extremely creative, and depending on the particular play style of every team, they could probably find some way to make that fit in. I mean, I imagine even if you're a team that's kind of focusing in specifically on defense, you could probably still find a way that, I mean, you got what is the I don't know, I can't remember the name of the ability now. I think it's
the grab.
Well, I was thinking specifically this spacewalk passive.
Oh yes,
warns you when
absolutely.
danger approaches.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that feels a little bit interesting when it comes to defending a spot, but then with the ultimate as well, we talk about how the ultimate is kind of good for breaching. I think you were mentioning throwing it on the outside of the wall, to where everybody has to peek just one side when you're breaching a compound. But think about using that in a defensive manner as well. If you're the team getting breached, I mean, there's probably different ways that you can basically throw a team's attack plan all into shreds right off the jump just by throwing this ult down.
Absolutely. It's kind of like a denial too, an area denial. And when you're in a building, the whole team comes through throwing a Gibby bubble, right? Well, it's not affected by the Gibby bubble, like it's not like it's an explosive or anything. It's still it's a black hole in the middle of the game. It's going to suck everything in, and it takes up your field of view. and it's hard to shoot and destroy. At the same time, you see the people as Horizon who are being sucked in there, so you know where your targets are. So I think she's got a lot of use, and I think that there are some teams that would benefit greatly from using her and capitalizing on her and shredding already some of the metas that we've seen, in Apex Legends, and furthering, the excitement that we may see today.
Well, we can hope.
We can hope.
We could have done this whole setup here, getting into while we waited for everybody to get in the lobby here and get in the game, and we might not see a single one. Who knows?
You're right.
So we see a pretty nice little plane over the eastern side to start things off. Looks like everybody's avoiding each other for the most part. 17 squads in the lobby, so there should be some space for everybody. Or not. Overlook.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Overlook.
Pulled off. Okay.
Never mind.
Never mind. I mean, look, when you look at the top and you see 49 people in the lobby, I would imagine that through these teams' heads is going like, let's not do the hot drop. We could try to make it to late game maybe, and at least get looted up, not turn it into an RNG fight off the top. But it looks like Epicenter is going to have still some action there. Countdown. Both teams over in Skyhook. Nobody on top of each other just yet, however.
Yeah, and it looks like that the Bruins, a good team. They're the ones with the point-and-click charge rifle over there, Led Zepp. I remember that. They decided to run with a caustic, which in the new season, caustic's gas has been it's been up. The damage has, and it no longer affects teammates as much. So maybe a defensive character would be swapped out for a more aggressive defensive character, such as caustic.
It's seeming in just based off of watching 2 weeks ago, it's seeming like the kind of meta for this is shifting more towards team comps that can not only run around and attack and play that edge style and do all that stuff, but also that if they want to, they can kind of post up in the center and play a little tower defense. So having that ability to do either, depending on the situation, it seems like it's becoming more of a priority.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we see a Horizon right there already, and you saw as she jumped down, she was able to just sprint away. But being able to move around and be able to be defensive without being slowed down is just like the sweet spot in this game, because there are so many rings that pull to just defensive positions and positions where they're just not ideal to have, a hole where you're just being shot at. It'd be nice to be able to defend yourself. So I mean, as this goes on, we're taking a look at Esoteric Gaming. It looks like they're playing for some KP. That's a team that wants to get up and get some points and get some points early and make a name for themselves, because they're sitting in the lower half of the lobby, and if they want to get up there, they're going to play an aggressive. We see another Horizon right here, so I'm interested to see how these fights play out on Elevation, especially.
Well, we saw where that circle is shifting. It's going hard south.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a number of teams that are probably going to be running into each other. There's a shot coming through on the high wire. Keith.
That was a risky balloon.
Yeah. Now you find yourself out in the middle of the lava, and, well, now you find yourself in the middle of the lobby. It's unfortunate. Tennessee Tech going to pick up a couple off of that one, though. Not too shabby way to start. Let's see if they decide to use the balloon as well. A little scouting around, but nope. Just gonna.
Yeah, I think the rest of their team they just took off. I don't think they wanted any of that right now. Early being down, it's a bad situation for everyone on the team. So, if these guys are gonna want to be if they want to be successful now, it looks like if they can't recover, they're gonna have to play the rat position.
Yeah, it's gonna be Young Money Militia, another team that had a pretty decent day we touched on it a little bit with GU Swags Lords, but Young Money Militia finishing right above them. Another team that's 17th right now, 34 points overall after one day, which is nothing to be ashamed of. Definitely a great performance from them, and to build off of it. Gonna have to do it one shy going forward.
Yeah, and this map is looking pretty spaced out. I'm really happy to see some of the teams, that obviously they're fighting for points these last 2 days. They're going to be taking some more defensive strategic positions. So it's nice to see that they're taking their time and they're really planning out what they're going to do.
Yeah, there's definitely something to be said about taking the first couple of days to just send it, maybe feel out the lobby a little bit, see what you can get away with. See what they can get away with here, taking a few shots over the top, but that's not going to be a good fight to take, as he has all types of room to peek and reposition. That is exactly what they're going to do before sending it right on in. They got the bubble down. They are pushing.
Yeah, it was a good Gibby bubble. Hoping that oh yeah, I see that the Bangalore, she took away her ultimate. That building, or that team got into the building. But it looks like another Gibby ult's going to come out now. There's a Gibby on the inside. Gets smoked with the Mastiff. Good shot.
Jeez, just slide right in there.
Woo!
Take a shotty to the face. That's not going to do it there for Coutinho. Sure, going to be happy about it. They pick up one off of this push so far. They still need Justin to maybe get the shields back up. Looks like that's what they'll do. Tennessee Tech going to reset. Meanwhile, yes, Esoteric with the high ground has spotted out another one, and you can see a lot of teams now running into each other. That kill feed,
oh yeah,
is
filling up,
lighting up there with Esoteric.
This is another thing that I didn't think to bring up. We also have the R99, which is one of the most powerful guns in the game that has been reintroduced to the floor loot. So that's also going to really define some of the engagements that can really go from like medium range with a lot of players that used to be really good with R99 and that miss it. So, we may see some different gunplay, some fights that are engaged from a distance, or maybe just some awesome shreds and sprays up front.
That's definitely going to put some pressure onto these guys to kind of figure out what it is they're fighting against pretty quickly. As if they start engaging somebody from long range and they notice that it's a team that is running a bunch of R99s, maybe they pull off a little bit because they know they're about to get crashed on. We'll have to see. It looks like Tennessee Tech will get out of this one. They eat a little bit of damage here from the circle, but not anything too terrible.
Yeah, a little bit of rework also to the ring as well. Lets players take a little bit more damage, and then on the second rings, they're able to get some heals off, which will also, and this week played out in E-Series, we saw some professional teams literally exclusively play the last rings, where they ratted in them and then snuck in to finally get the final kills because they were able to heal in them. So some of the changes have been reverted, but expect some teams to be able to survive a little bit in the rings as well and get some stuff. So there might be some survivors, some rats that come out of these engagements and outside of the ring.
I'm going to lie to you, that sounds awful.
There was an immediate change. There was an immediate change after E-Series the other day.
I cannot imagine anything more tilting than playing the edge here, trying to third party onto some team, and then some little snack pops out a minute and a half after the circle closed, and yeah, that sounds like it would be frustrating. But we'll see what happens. You can see right now Esoteric still on that edge. There are a couple of teams still out in the blue. Well, not the blue, the orange. What am I talking about? my bias is showing. But yet haven't been able to spot anybody just yet. But you see kind of where they're hanging out. Iowa State, meanwhile, another team that started off pretty good.
Yeah, they're playing what it seems like they might be in the ring right here, set down some traps, just cut off some of those choke points so they can hold this building. I think if they have a Bloodhound, I can't check on the map, but I think they have a scan there, so that they might be able to see where the next location is and easily have access to the next ring. It's a good position.
Yeah, I will say Iowa State, if I remember correctly, from 2 weeks ago. Their biggest issue was that they could not seem to avoid early game fights. I mean, somebody was always in their face, and now it seems like they've managed to do that for this game at least. So maybe we'll see what they can set up for the late game.
Yep, 50-50s. You either win or you either lose it. And if you're getting contested in a place that you're pretty comfortable with, it's kind of nerve-wracking when you got to do that over and over and over again. If you're jumping in the same locations, or even if you're just coming across teams unexpectedly.
It's definitely frustrating.
Very.
Definitely. Oh no, boy, you got
that ended
shot
quick
in the butt.
Oh, looks like Esoteric is stepping up and getting a few kills this time. All right.
Well, we talked about them a couple of weeks ago, saying that a lot of expectations on these guys, and see just what they're capable of, just smashing pubs. And for week one, maybe started off a little bit on the slower side, but it seems like they've got things on and popping right now as they continue to wrap around the edge. Check in on RIT Orange, the team that we were looking at. They're still 3 up, and they're still rocking.
Yeah, RIT is 3 up, and it looks like they're taking over the position that we just saw Iowa State in, and I think that's who they're fighting right now. I think they down 2.
See the hard push. They are not afraid. Going right in. They're going to spot them out, take a few shots, going to land 1. Keep pinging it off, let them know where they're at. Looks like they'll pull away for the time being, though. Get a little looting done here.
Yeah, that Wraith is on skin. She's running for her life. I don't know if she's going to be able to make it out of this, and they are hunting hard.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Lone Wanderer. Well, we talked about, I mean, Iowa State, they were avoiding fights, but, man, the first fight they get into, and they just really get pounced on here, is Lone Wanderer will keep it alive for the time being, and that looks like a good hidey hole as any.
Yes, sir, it does. And it looks like he might be in between 2 teams as well, so if he's lucky and he hangs around for a little bit, he might be able to get some points off of this, or he might just want to rat this out till placement.
I feel like
Let's go this way.
The ratting option seems pretty nice right about now here. Looks like West Virginia is the team that has been spotted out on the edge here. We're trading shots back and forth. Not going to find any downs just yet. Not taking any significant damage off of that really either.
Gibby threw down his ult, put a little pressure on him, but it looks like Van Wheels is going to get away from that Gibby. That was a good portal.
Oh, right into the face. Let's go. But Van Wheels has to pull off now because they are super low, but no. We're going to find him, Toopy. Now, the Elevator Defense Committee is in full effect here.
Here we go. Gibby's up. Oh, and they finish him.
That is clean as you like there from RIT Orange.
Yeah, it looked like West Virginia was actually going to take that after they got that first down, but you're right. The Elevator Defense Committee said no.
Look, hey, when you start throwing things into these buildings and things start getting vertical, things start getting weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of the way it is. Clemson Orange, looks like we do have them in lobby. Nice. They got Cletus Diabetes and Real J are operating as a duo. They've operated as a duo to get to the top 10 here. So they come in from that southeastern side. Meanwhile, Mule Riders, another team, a 30-point day one. So another team that started off pretty nicely. So we got a pretty good lobby here. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. It looks like things are starting to shape up, and it looks like these teams are gonna find some rather good positions, maybe to set up for defense of these final rings. I saw we had a Watson in there and a Bloodhound. So these teams, are the teams that prepped for the ring. They're the teams that know that their strategy is let's scan, let's get these rings, and let's get there and let's set up. Because, they may not be able to crack all those kill points, running around. But it seems like Mule Riders are going to be contested here in the building.
New appear ready for it. See, just
Good
Maria.
defenses.
Yeah. They got a good defense going on here. They've been kind kind of wrapping their way around to this little southern area. Now, Esoteric is going to be right on top of them. They know where they are, but they're content to let them just hang out underneath them for the time being. Well, it's just a pretty tough push there for against the team that's
no
dug
angles. No angles on those fences, you know. Yeah, they're dug in like a tick. They're going to be really hard to get out.
It's not something that you really want to mess with, but you definitely want to keep track of it, and they can still work the roofs and gain a lot of information about what's going on in front of them here as we check in back with Esoteric. There you go. They're going to be using the gravity, jump right on top of them. They got the portal down,
beautiful.
the black hole down, and they're using it. The shots coming through. They are just lighting them up here.
One down. Two down, finish the team. Very nice.
White. They should be able to get this res pretty easily as well. So that is going to be the first time we get to see Six Shot using that gravity.
Yeah, and like we said, you know, she definitely brings a change to the games, and that was a perfect execution of, you know, how you should use that ultimate. I mean, it got them a quick wipe, got them some KP.
Always happy with that. So Horizon, see her first significant action. CU Black, meanwhile, down to 2.
Let's go this way.
But they are pretty well kitted. So see if they can make it till a late game. You can see kind of where they are right now. Just fighting around the bridge here is Obese. They are also playing a little bit of tower defense here.
Yeah, it looks like
SIU.
Yeah, SIU got a little hurt there. Yeah, both these teams have a clean exit, so I mean, I think they might just say, you know, I'll see you later.
Let them do their thing. SIU definitely getting the better of it here. I feel like if kind of slow would have hung out, they may have been able to win that one. SIU is sitting a little light in the loot department, but
yeah, I noticed they had one white shield, so and then running low on R99 ammo. That's a gun that eats up fast, so they definitely don't want to take any early fights and get rid of some of their resources.
Well, you see Mule Riders still perfectly comfortable sitting at home here. Esoteric trying to see if they can find any angles, maybe catch them off guard. Not going to see it just yet, though. As they jump around the top, we'll see if they find any long-range fights to get involved in or anything that they may want to push on.
They're like sharks to like a fresh kill. Like, they do not want to leave this building. They have come back to this building twice now, just ready to eat what's inside.
The 3 little pigs and the 3 young wolves here. They got. I mean, I feel like they have the circle kind of giving them an advantage here. Risky going to reposition. And
they got one of them down.
Yeah, we got just Maria. Got the res off. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Have to get that res
Just
once
a
again.
trade.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
So Tarek may be biting off a little bit more than they can chew here. The shots are going to come through. Did we get the down? Haven't got it yet. That Wraith is bouncy as hell. And okay, here we go. You're a pin down, iconic. I'm gonna try to get another one. Not gonna happen though. Esoteric finally goes down. The Mule Riders' epic tower defense holds.
Yep. A lot of value they put into that, and that was great. That was really great. They had a good defense there.
And it looks like a lot of our turtley teams still in here. As check in with RIT Orange going on board with Arctip. Bloodhound looking around, but not finding anything. Found themselves in dead center circle, though. And, okay, there we go. Now we know where somebody is.
Yeah, it looks like the edge of that bubble is about the only cover they're really going to get. So they're going to have to play pretty tight to these walls if they don't want to pick up a few extra shots on them that they don't want. Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's... RIT might have spotted out kind of slow. They're just popping them right now, and that's going to be a nice pull-up. But immediately, it's just bodied by RIT. As they are looking just as strong as they did 2 weeks ago right now.
Absolutely.
Just on the hunt.
5 squads left. We got about 9-10 people left in the lobby.
Checking on the kills here. We got 8 for Viva, and there's another one for Arctic.
For RIT.
As RIT is just cleaning house right now. They're sweeping the edges, finding the solos, finishing them off. Quick as you like. And Mule Riders, you can see, still dug in. But they're going to have to leave here eventually.
Yeah, and this is where their Wraith is going to be super helpful. They've got a portal that they can drop, and they can just kind of weasel their way into this ring. Hopefully, they've got a plan to get out of here, because they can get really good positioning with this without being spotted or immediately blasted by the other team. We see, that's what RIT Orange does.
yeah, RIT pinging the north side of that circle there. Mule Riders pinging the south. They're going to find the solo player. Going to do some damage before eventually going down. Penguis going to be the next one. And now, here we go. The final 3v3 battle. Mule Riders versus RIT Orange. See what they can do. The defense is going to get put down. It wasn't me. It's absolutely roasted right off the jump. We'll have to pull back behind the rock, get the heals off. Fortunately, they're able to do that right now, as RIT has yet to decide to just fully push right into them, giving them a little bit of respect here.
Out come the nades. You destroyed the Watson ultimate, so now the nades are going to come out, and they're going to put more pressure on them.
Well, I mean, kind of afford to do this, as the circle is right behind them. They're going to light them up off the bat. Not going to get the down just yet. We're going to trade it back. Going to take a look at Van Wheels. Van Wheels gets 2. That's great 2 downs. I believe we are down to just 1 for Mule Riders, and that's just going to be a...
That's all she wrote.
A little suicide. Was that a suicide?
I'm not really sure what that was. It seemed like he just fell and kicked and died.
A little ragdoll physics right there. But RIT Orange, your big winner here for game number 1. And wouldn't have expected them to do it any other way. It's kind of exactly what we got used to seeing them do a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of the other teams that we were used to seeing, they definitely stepped up as well. But in the end, RIT Orange is consistent team. We pulled up their stats before. They might be one of the teams that's coming in for a chase. I think they got a little something. I think they got a little something.
Might be kind of good at this game. Well, all right, guys.
They might be a little good at this game.
Well, we're going to get reset real quick, get those leaderboards up, get everybody back into the lobby. But before we do, we're going to take a quick break. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.